Please come in and find your seats. Thank you, Marty. Okay, welcome to Greater Grace Christian Academy's presentation of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Just a few details, please, for those of you that weren't here last night. We would like to tell you, first of all, that the play is being filmed and will be available via archive. So we ask you to please not video the play while it's happening. Very important detail, there's a lot of action that happens in these aisleways. And the action gets a little bit too exciting when people are in the aisleways along with the actors. It's dark. Your children will become rugs very quickly. So we just ask you to please be careful. Make sure that your children stay in the seats, or everyone else for that matter as well. The mother's room is available in the back should you need to go there if you have children. And some of the fight scenes might be a little intense, so if you need to escape, that's the place to go. But don't do it through the aisles. I don't know how you work that out, but maybe go now. There will be a brief intermission halfway in between. The lights will rise, and then we'll start again. So thank you so much for coming and supporting our students. They've worked extremely hard, and I think you're really going to enjoy the show. So let's have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for all the work, Lord, for all the hours and the labor, and really because of your love. These students love one another in the body of Christ, and to put this together to bless the body and to bless you. So be with us tonight as we enjoy your presentation in your precious name. Amen. Enjoy the show.
We've fallen on our feet, and no mistake. This is going to be perfectly splendid. That old chap will let us do whatever we like.
I think he's an old dear.
Come off it. Don't go on talking like that.
Like what? And anyway, it's time you were in bed.
Trying to sound like Mother, And who to say when I'm to go to bed? Go to bed yourself.
Hadn't we all better go to bed? There's sure to be a row if we're hurt talking here.
No, there won't. I tell you, this is the sort of place where no one's gonna mind what we do. And anyways, they won't hear us. It's a 10-minute walk from here to that dining room, and any amount of stairs and passageways in between.
What's that noise?
It's only a bird, silly.
It's an owl. This is gonna be a wonderful place for birds. I should go to bed now. But I say, let's go and explore tomorrow. You might find anything in a place like this. Did you see the mountains as we came along? And the woods? There might be eagles. There might be stags. There's sure to be hawks.
Badgers!
Foxes.
Rabbits. Do stop grumbling, Ed. 10 to 1 it'll clear up in an hour or so. And in the meantime, we're pretty well off. There's a wireless and lots of books.
Not for me. I'm gonna explore in the house. Another spare bedroom.
This one is full of pictures. There's even a coat of armor.
This one's all green. I see a harp.
Look at all of these books. Why, the walls are practically lined with them. This one's even bigger than the Bible in the church.
Nothing here.
What lovely fur coats. There's nothing as lovely as the smell and feel of fur. It would be very foolish to shut oneself into any wardrobe. Ah, another row of coats. This must be a simply enormous wardrobe. I wonder, is that more mothballs? There's something soft and powdery and extremely cold. This is getting very queer. Why, it's just like the branches of trees. And it's getting brighter. I can still see the open doorway of the wardrobe, and even a bit of the room. I can always get back if anything goes wrong.
Goodness gracious me! Oh. 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 Oh.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh. Good evening. Thank you. I don't mean to be inquisitive, but am I right in saying that you are a daughter of Eve?
My name's Lucy.
Yes, but you are, forgive me, what they call a girl.
Of course I'm a girl.
You are, in fact, human.
Of course I'm human.
To be sure, to be sure. How stupid of me. I have never seen a son of Adam before, or a daughter of Eve. I am delighted. That is to say, delighted. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tumnus.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Tumnus.
And may I ask, O Lucy, daughter of Eve, how have you come into Narnia?
Narnia? What's that?
That's where we are now, all from the lamppost to the great castle of Carpville on the eastern sea. Have you come from the wild woods of the west?
I got in through the wardrobe, in the spare room.
Ah, if I had only studied geography harder when I was a little fawn, I would know all those strange countries. It is too late now.
But they aren't countries at all. It's only just back there. At least, I'm not sure. It is summer there.
Meanwhile, it has been winter forever in Narnia. And we shall both catch a cold if we stand out here talking in the snow. O Lucy, daughter of Eve, from the far land of Spare-Oom, where eternal summer reigns over the city of Wardrobe, how would it be if you came and had tea with me?
Thank you very much, Mr. Tomness. But I was wondering whether I ought to be getting back.
But it's just around the corner, and there'll be a roaring fire, and toast, and sardines, and cake.
That's very kind of you, but I shan't be able to stay long.
Ah, wonderful. Oh, Lucy, daughter of Eve, if you take my hand, we shall both be able to fit under my umbrella. That's the way. Now off we go.
Wait!
Oh, thank you. Come, let's go. It's not a long walk, just a little bit this way. The castle's right over there, and
Wow.
right over here. Come with me, come. Look at the snow, isn't it wonderful?
It's beautiful. It's so big.
Come. Come this way, come.
Oops.
Oh, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay, come on. We mustn't be long, come. Right this way. Here we are. We shan't be long. One for me and one for my friend.
The life and letters of Salinas.
Sorry, it's quite a mess in here.
Nymphs and their ways. Men, monks, and gamekeepers. A study in popular legend, or is man a myth?
Oh, daughter of Eve, I must tell you all the wonderful tales of the forest. There would be midnight dances. The nymphs who lived in the wells and the dryads in the trees would come out and dance with us fawns. There would be long hunting parties for the milk-white stag, who, if you caught him, could grant you a wish. We would go far beneath the forest floor, deep within the mines, to feast with the treasure-seeking red dwarfs. That was when it was winter and everything was green. Even Silius would come with his old fat donkey, even Bacchius himself too. And the streams would run with wine instead of water, and the whole forest would give itself up to jollification for weeks on end. Not now that it is always winter. Daughter of Eve, how would it be if I laid you a tune?
Okay. I'm so sorry to stop you, Mr. Tomness. And I do love that tune, but I must go home. I only meant to stay for a few minutes.
It's no use now. You know.
No good? What do you mean? I must go home at once. The others will be wondering what has happened to me. Mr. Tomness, whatever is the matter? Mr. Tomness? Mr. Tomness? Oh, don't. What is the matter? Aren't you well? Oh, do tell me what's wrong. Do stop. Stop it at once. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. A great big fawn like you. What on earth are you crying about?
Oh, I've been a very bad fawn.
I don't think you're a bad fawn at all. I think you're a very good fawn. You are the nicest fawn I've ever met.
You wouldn't say that if you knew. I'm the worst fawn that's ever lived.
But what have you done?
My father, his picture, he would never have done a thing like this.
A thing like what?
Like what I've done.
What? What have you done?
Taken service under the White Witch. The White Witch has told me if I ever see a son of Adam or a daughter of Eve to capture them. That's what I am. I'm in the pay of the witch.
The White Witch? Who is she?
Why, it is she who has Narnia under all of her thumb. She's the one who makes it always winter and never Christmas. Think of that.
How awful! But what does she pay you for?
That's the thing. I'm a kidnapper for her. I have had orders from the White Witch that if I see a son of Adam or a daughter of Eve, to capture them and bring them to her. And you are the first I've seen. And to think, I pretended to be your friend, invited you to tea, all in the hopes of waiting until you fell asleep, and then bring her to you.
Oh, but you won't, Mr. Tomness, will you? Indeed, you really mustn't.
I have to. If I don't, she'll kill me. Don't you understand, daughter of Eve? I cannot bring you.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Tomness, but please let me go home.
Okay, I've got to let you go home. But if I don't, she'll have my tail. And she'll cut off my beautiful hoofs. And she'll have my beard plucked out. And she'll wave her wand over my hoofs. And she'll turn them into wretched horses like hooves. And if she's extra and especially angry, she'll turn me into a statue. And I shall be the only statue of a fawn in her castle until the 4 thrones of Capavel are filled. And goodness knows when that will be.
Mr. Tomness, will you please let me go home?
I've got to. I know I do. I've got to. You are the first human I've ever met. I can't give you to the witch. Not now that I know you. I've got to take you back to the wardrobe. Come. We must leave at once. Come with me. If I take you back to the lamppost, do you know your way home from there?
I'm sure I can find it.
Okay, we must be off at once. Come. We must be as quiet as we can. The witch has her spies all through the woods. Even some of the trees are on her side. Come. must be quick. Come with me. She's sure to know where we are. Dr. Aviv, you must be off at once. Can you make it home from here?
Yes. I can see the wardrobe door.
Oh, Dr. Aviv, can you ever forgive me for what I've meant to do?
Of course. And I do hope that you don't get into dreadful trouble on my account.
Oh, Dr. Aviv, can I keep the handkerchief?
Brother.
You must be off at once. Be off.
What on earth are you talking about, Lucy?
Why, haven't you all been wondering where I was?
So you've been hiding, have you? Poor old Lou. Hiding and nobody noticed. You have to hide longer than that if you want people to start looking for you.
But I've been away for hours and hours.
Ha! Batty. Quite batty.
What do you mean, Lou?
What I said. It was just after breakfast when I went into the wardrobe. And I've been away for hours and hours. And had tea. And all sorts of things have happened.
Don't be silly, Lucy. We've only just come out of that room a moment ago, and you were there then.
She's not being silly at all. She's just making up a story for fun. Aren't you, Lou? And why shouldn't she?
No, Peter, I'm not. It's a magical wardrobe. There's a wood inside it. And there's a fawn. And a witch. And it's called Narnia. Come and see. Now, go in and see for yourselves.
Why, you goose. It's just an ordinary wardrobe. Look, there's the back of it.
A jolly good hoax. You've really taken us in. I must admit, we half believed you.
But it wasn't a hoax at all. It was all done just a moment ago. Honestly, it was, I promise.
Come, Lou. That's going a bit far. You've had your joke. Hadn't you better drop it now?
I found a rather large trunk in one of the guest rooms. Why, perhaps that contains another world as well. Oh, and the pantry in the kitchen is absolutely enormous. That must be magical too. Why, there could be all sorts of countries all the cupboards are in this house.
Oh, Edmund, hush. Come now, let's play a game.
Hide and seek? Susan's it.
Lucy's gonna lose if she can't hide for more than a minute this time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She thinks I'm Susan come to catch her. She's keeping very quiet in the back. Lou? Lou? Where are you? Oh, it's too bloody dark in here. Lucy? Lou? I know you're in here. Oh, it's freezing. Oh, thank goodness. The door must have swung open of its own accord. Lucy! Lucy! I'm here too! Edmund! She's angry about all the things I've been saying lately. I say, Lou, I'm sorry I didn't believe you before. I see now that you're right along. Do come out, make it Pax. She's like a girl sulking somewhere, won't accept an apology.
What the? Who are you?
And what, pray, are you?
My name's Edmund.
Is that how you address your queen?
I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I didn't know.
Not know, the Queen of Narnia. You shall know us better hereafter. But I repeat, what are you?
Please, Your Majesty, I don't know what you mean. I was at school. At least I was. It's the holiday now.
Yes, but what are you? Are you an overgrown dwarf who has cut off its beard?
Oh, please, Your Majesty. I've never had a beard. I'm a boy.
A boy? You mean you're a son of Adam? I see you are an idiot, whatever else you may be. Now answer me once and for all, or I shall lose my patience. Are you human?
Yes, Your Majesty.
And how, pray, did you come to enter my dominions?
Please, Your Majesty, I came into a wardrobe.
A wardrobe? What do you mean?
I opened a door and just found myself here.
A door. A door from the world of men. I have heard of such things. This may wreck all, but he is one, and he is easily dealt with. My poor child, how cold you look. Here, come have a seat with me and we will talk. Maybe something hot to drink. Should you like that?
Yes, please, Your Majesty.
It is dull, son of Adam, to drink without eating. What would you like best to eat?
Turkish delight, please, Your Majesty.
Are there more of you where you come from?
Yes, but no, not very much like me. Susan and Peter always pretend to be so old and boss me and Lucy around all the time.
There are 4 of you.
Oh, yes. Susan's always trying to sound like Mother, and Peter's always saying things like, Great Scott. Lucy's the reason we found this place. She came in here and she said she met a faun and there was an evil witch, but we didn't believe her. Who would? I guess I shouldn't have been so hard on her. I guess we're the only ones who know about it.
The girl had been in Narnia.
Yes, I followed her in here. At least I tried.
You're sure there are just 4 of you?
Yes?
2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve. Neither more nor less?
Yes, I told you all this before.
Son of Adam, I would so much like to meet your brother and your 2 sisters. Would you bring them to see me?
I'll try.
Because if you did come again, bringing them with you, of course, I'd be able to give you some more Turkish delight. I can't do it now. The magic will only work once. In my house, it would be another matter.
Why can't we go to your house now?
It is a lovely place, my house. I'm sure you would like it. There are whole rooms full of Turkish delight. And what's more, I have no children of my own. I want a nice boy whom I could bring up as king of Narnia, and when I'm gone. He would wear a gold crown and eat Turkish delight all day long. And you are much the cleverest and handsomest young man I have ever met. I think I'd like to make you prince someday, when you bring the others to see me.
Well, why not now?
Oh, but if I took you there now, I shouldn't get to meet your brother and your sisters. I would so much like to know your charming relations. You are to be prince, and later on, king. That is understood. But every king needs courtiers and nobles. I will make your brother a duke and your sister duchesses.
There's nothing special about them. And anyway, I could just bring them to you another time.
Oh, but once you're in my house, you would be enjoying yourself so much you wouldn't want to bother and go and fetch them. No, you must go back to your own country and come another day, bringing them with you. You understand, it is no good coming alone.
But I don't even know the way back to my own country.
That's easy. Do you see that lamp? Straight on from there is the way to the world of men. Now look the other way. Do you see those two hills?
I think I can.
Well, my house is between those two hills. So the next time you come here, all you have to do is look for the lamp and those two hills and walk through the wood until you reach my house. But remember, you must bring the others with you. I shall have to be very angry with you if you have to come alone.
I'll do my best.
And, by the way, you needn't tell them about me. It would be fun to keep it a secret between the two of us. Just bring them along to the two hills. A clever boy like yourself should not have a problem doing so. And when you reach my house, say, "Let's see who lives here," or something like that. If your sister has met one of those fawns, she may have heard stories about me. Nasty stories that would make her afraid to come and see me. Fawns will say anything, you know. And now...
Please, 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 could I just have one more piece of Turkish delight?
No, you must wait until next time. Next time, don't forget, come soon.
Oh, Edmund, so you've gotten two. Isn't it wonderful? And now...
All right, I see that you're right, and this is a magical wardrobe. I'll say I'm sorry if you'd like, but where have you been this whole time? I've been looking for you everywhere.
If I'd known you got in, I'd have waited for you. I was having lunch with dear old Mr. Tumnus the Fawn, and he's very well. The White Witch has done nothing to him for letting me go, and he thinks she can't have found out. And perhaps everything will be all right after all.
The White Witch? Who's she?
She's a horrible witch. She calls herself the Queen of Narnia, but has no right to be queen at all. And all the fawns, and dryads, and naiads, and dwarves and animals, at least all the good ones, simply hate her. And she can turn people into stone, and do all sorts of horrible things. And she drives about on a sledge, drawn by reindeer, with a wand in her hand and a crown on her head.
Well, who told you all these things about the White Witch?
Mr. Tumnus the Fawn.
I can't always believe what fawns say.
Who said so?
Everyone knows that. Ask anybody you'd like. But this poor sport standing out here in the snow. Let's go home.
Yes, let's. Oh, Edmund, I'm so glad you've gotten two. The others will have to believe us now that we've both been here. Oh, what fun it will be. Come on, this way. You do look awful, Edmund. Don't you feel well?
Oh, I'm all right.
Come on then, let's find the others. What a lot we shall have to tell them, and what wonderful adventures will go on now that we're all in this together. Peter, Susan, it's all true. Edmund has seen it too. There's a country you can get into through the wardrobe, and there's a wood and a bond, and a witch that makes it always winter and never Christmas.
What's all this about, Ed?
Tell us, Ed.
Oh, yes, me and Lucy have been pretending that A whole story about the magic wardrobe is true. Just for fun, of course. There's nothing really there. What's the matter with her? She's always like this. You know, that's the worst about young kids. They always...
Look here, shut up. You've been perfectly beastly to Lou ever since she started this nonsense about the wardrobe, and now you go playing games with her and setting her off again. I believe you did it simply out of spite.
But it's all nonsense.
Of course it's nonsense. That's just the point. Lou was perfectly all right when we left home, but ever since we've been here, she's either going queer in the head or turning into one of the most frightful liars. But whichever it is, what good does it do jeering and nagging her and then encouraging her?
Oh, I thought...
You thought nothing at all. It's just spite. You've always liked being beastly to anyone smaller than yourself. We've seen it in school before.
Oh, do stop it. It won't make things any better having a row between you two. Let's get Lucy.
I don't care what you say, and I don't care what you think. You can write to Mother, or you can tell the professor, or you can do whatever you like. I know I might have fallen in there, and I wish I stayed. You're all beast! Beast!
Write the father if you think something's wrong with Lou.
It's getting beyond us. Go.
Excuse me, Professor, but could we trouble you for a minute of your time, please? You see, Lucy has never been one to lie. But ever since we've been here, she's been going on about a magical land in a wardrobe with fauns and witches and always winter but never Christmas. It makes no sense, and she's awfully upset about it.
And how do you know your sister's story isn't true?
Oh, but Edmund said they had only been pretending.
See, that is a point that deserves consideration. Very careful consideration. For instance, if you don't mind me asking the question, does your experience lead you to regard your brother or your sister as the more reliable? I mean, who's the more truthful?
Well, it's just the funny thing, sir. Up till now, I'd have said Lucy every time.
And what do you think, my dear?
Well, in general, I'd say the same as Peter. But this couldn't be true, all this about the wood and the fawn.
That is more than I know. And a charge of lying against someone whom you've always found truthful is a very serious thing. A very serious thing indeed.
We were afraid it mightn't even be lying. We thought there might be something wrong with Lucy.
Madness? Oh, one can simply talk or even look at the girl to know that she is not mad.
But then...
Logic! Why don't they teach logic at these schools? There are only 3 possibilities. Either your sister is telling lies, or she's mad, or she is telling the truth. We know your sister doesn't tell lies, and it's obvious she isn't mad. So for the moment, until any further evidence turns up, we must assume she's telling the truth.
But how could it be true, sir?
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, if it was true, why can't everyone find this country when they go to the wardrobe? I mean, we looked, and there was nothing there. Even Lucy didn't pretend there was.
And what's that have to do with it?
Well, if things are real, they're real all the time.
Are they?
But there was no time. Lucy had no time to have gone anywhere, even if there was such a place. She came running after us the very moment we were out of the room. It was less than a minute, and she pretended to have been away for hours.
See, that is the thing that makes her story so likely to be true. If there really a door in this house that leads to some other world, I should warn you, this is a very strange house, and even I know little of it. If she were to enter into that other world, I would be at no surprise to find that that world had a separate time of its own, so that however long you spend there, it wouldn't take up any of our time here. On the other hand, I don't think many girls of Lucy's age would even invent the idea for herself. I mean, if she had only been pretending, She would have hidden for a little while longer before coming out and telling a story.
But do you really mean, sir, that there could be other worlds all over the place? Just round the corner, like that?
Nothing is more probable. Why, what do they teach at these schools?
Yes, but what are we to do?
My dearest young lady, there is a point that no one has yet suggested and is well worth trying.
And what's that?
Might we all mind our own business?
Look out! Here comes the McCready and a whole gang with her.
I will not be interrupted by children on these tours. These people have come to learn the history of the house, now be barged in by ruffians.
Sharp's the word. Nope.
Oh. Bother those trippers. Go, hurry.
Not this way.
Here, they're tied in the wardrobe room until they've passed. No one will follow us in there.
Quick, there's nowhere else.
Don't shut it all the way. Every sensible person knows that you never shut yourself up into a wardrobe.
Oh, I wish the McCready would hurry up and take all these people away. I'm getting horribly cramped.
What a filthy smell of camphor.
I expect the pockets of these coats are full of it, to keep away the moths.
There's something sticking in my back.
And isn't it cold?
Now that you mention it, it is cold. Hanging all. It's wet, too. What's wrong with this place? I'm sitting on something wet, and it's getting wetter every minute.
Let's get out, they've gone.
Oh, I'm sitting against a tree. And look, it's getting light over there.
By Jove, you're right. And look there. And there. Why, it's trees all around. And this wet stuff. Why, it's snow. I do believe we've gotten into Lucy's wood after all. Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. Will you shake hands?
Of course.
And now, what do we do next?
Do? Why, go and explore the wood, of course.
It's pretty cold. What about putting on some of these coats?
They're not ours.
I'm sure nobody would mind. It isn't as if we wanted to take them out of the house. We shan't even take them out of the wardrobe.
I hadn't thought of that. Now that you put it that way, no one can say you bagged a coat as long as you leave it in the wardrobe where you left it. And I suppose this whole country is in the wardrobe.
We can pretend we're Arctic explorers.
This will be exciting enough without pretending.
I say, ought we to be bearing a bit more to the left, that is, if we're aiming from the lamppost?
So you really were here. Lucy said she met you in here, and you made her out to be telling lies. Well, of all the poisonous little beasts.
I will make you all pay for this, you pack of stuck-up, self-satisfying prigs.
Where are we going, anyways?
I think Lou ought to be the leader. Goodness knows she deserves it. Where are we off to, Lou?
What about going to see Mr. Tomness? He's the nice fawn I told you about. This way.
Wait up, Lucy.
Come on, guys. Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
Wait up, I have to tie my shoe.
Hurry up, Edmund.
I'm trying. Well, this is a nice washout. Not much good coming here.
What's this?
Is there anything written on it?
There is, but I can't so much read it in this light. Let's step out into the open air. the former occupant of these premises, the Fawn Tumnus, is under arrest and awaiting his trial on charge of high treason against Her Imperial Majesty, Jadis, Queen of Narnia, Chatelain of Cair Paravel, Empress of the Lone Islands, etc., etc. Also, of comforting her said Majesty's enemies, harboring spies, and fraternizing with humans. Signed Malgrim, Captain of the Secret Police. Long live the Queen.
I don't know that I'm going to like this place after all. Who is this Queen, Lou?
She isn't a real queen at all. She's a horrible witch, the White Witch. And everyone, all the wood people hate her. And she's put an enchantment over all of Narnia so that it's always winter here, always winter, but never gets to Christmas.
I wonder if there's any point in going on. I mean, it doesn't seem particularly safe here, and it looks as if it won't be much fun either. And it's getting colder every minute, and we've brought nothing to eat. What about just going home?
Oh, but we can't. We just can't go home, not after this. It's all on my account that the poor Fawn has got into this trouble. He hid me from the White Witch and showed me the way back. That's what it means by comforting the Queen's enemies and fraternizing with humans. We simply must try to rescue him.
A lot we could do, we haven't even got anything to eat.
Shut up, you. What do you think, Susan?
I have a horrid feeling that Lou is right. I don't want to go a step further, and I wish we'd never come. But I think we must try to do something for Mr. whatever his name is.
I feel that
the Fawn.
I feel that way too. I'm worried about not having food with us. I'd vote for going back and getting something from the larder. But there doesn't seem to be any certainty of getting back here once you left. I think we'll have to go on.
So do I.
If only we knew where this poor chap was imprisoned.
Look, there's a robin with such a red breast. I've never seen a bird here in Narnia. I say, I wonder, can birds talk here? It almost looks as if it wanted to say something to us. Can you please tell us where Mr. Tumnus the Fawn has been taken to? I think he means us to follow him.
I have an idea he does. What do you think, Peter?
We might as well try it.
If you're still not too high and mighty to talk to me, I've got something to say, and you better listen.
What is it?
Hush, not so loud. So he's frightening the girls. And anyway, do you realize what we're doing?
What?
We're following a guy we know nothing about. Why should we know what side that bird's on? Why should he be leading us to a trap?
That's a nasty idea. Still a robin, you know. Good birds in all the stories I've read. I'm sure it wouldn't be on the wrong side.
If it comes to that, how do we know which is the right side? How do we know that the Fawn is in the right, and the Queen, yes, I know we even told she's a witch, is in the wrong? We know hardly anything about either.
The Fawn saved Lucy.
He said he did, but how do we know? There's another thing, too. Does anyone know the least bit of idea of how to get home?
Great Scott! I hadn't thought of that. Lucy, Susan, wait up!
No chance of dinner either.
Hurry! Oh, the robin! The robin! It's blown away!
And now what are we to do?
Hide! Get down! Quickly!
Doing?
Just
What?
be quiet! Get down, get down, get down!
Oh!
Look!
What?
Down, get down! There's something moving among the trees over there to the left.
I saw it that time too! It's still there! It's just gone behind the tree!
What is it?
Whatever it is, it's dodging us. It's something that doesn't want to be seen.
Let's go home.
What's it like?
It's a kind of animal. Look, quick, there it is.
Hush! I saw it that time too! It's still there! It's gone behind the tree. I think it's a beaver!
It wants us to go to it. And It's warning us not to make a noise.
I know, the question is, should we go to it or not? What do you think, Lucy?
I think it's a nice beaver.
Yes, but how do we know?
Shan't we have to risk it? I mean, it's no good just standing here, and I feel I want some dinner.
Come, let's give it a try. All stick together. We ought to be a match for one beaver if it turns out to be an enemy.
Further in, right in here. We're not safe in the open. Are you the sons of Adam and daughters of Eve?
We're some of them.
Shh, not so loud. We're not safe even here.
Why? Who are you afraid of? We're the only ones here.
There are the trees. They're always listening. Most of them are on our side, but there are still some that would betray us to her. You know who I mean.
If it comes to talking about sides, how do you know you're a friend?
Quite right. Here's my token.
Oh, yes. This is my handkerchief. The one I gave to poor Mr. Tomness.
That's right. Poor fellow. He got wind of the arrest before it actually happened, and he handed this over to me. He said that if anything were bad to happen, I was to take you. They say Aslan is on the move. Perhaps it's already landed.
But what about Mr. Tomness? Where's he?
Shh! Not here. I must take you to where we can have a real talk and also dinner. Keep down. This morning I caught biggest fish. Can't wait to eat it. This way. No. Back here.
Oh, what a lovely dam.
Merely a trifle. And it isn't really finished. Here we are, and it looks as if Mrs. Beaver is expecting us. I'll lead the way, but be careful and don't slip.
There, those two small hills. That must be her palace. Turkish delight. When I'm a king, I'll eat as much of that as I want. See what Peter thinks of that.
Here we are, Mrs. Beaver. I found them. Here are the sons of Adam and daughters of Eve.
So you've come at last. Oh, at last. To think that I should live to see this day.
You found my hat.
Singing, and I dare say. Mr. Beaver, would you get us the fish?
That I will. Now we're nearly ready.
God.
It's snowing again. That's all the better, because it means we shan't have any visitors. And if anyone has been trying to follow you, he won't find any tracks.
And what about Mr. Tomness? Where's he?
That's a bad, very bad business. There's no doubt he was taken off by the police. I got that from a bird who saw it done.
But where's he been taken to?
When they were last seen, they were headed northwards. And we all know what that means.
No, we don't.
I'm afraid it means they were taking him to her house.
But what'll they do to him, Mr. Beaver?
Well, there's no exactly saying for sure. But there's not many who go in there that ever comes out again. Statues. All full of statues, they say it is. In the courtyard and up the stairs and in the hall. people she's turned to stone.
Oh, but can't we? I mean, we must do something to save him. It's too dreadful, and it's all on my account.
Oh, I've no doubt you'd save him if you could, dearie. You've no chance of getting into that house against her will and ever coming out alive.
Couldn't we have some stratagem? I mean, couldn't we dress up as something? Or pretend to be, peddlers or anything? Or wait till she's gone out? Or, hang it all, there must be something we can do. The fawn saved Lucy at his own risk, Mr. Beaver. We can't just leave him to have that done to him.
It's no good, son of Adam. No good you're trying of all people. But now that Aslan is on the move...
Oh, yes. Tell us about Aslan.
Who is Aslan?
Aslan? Why, you don't know. He's the king. He's the lord of the whole wood. But not often here, you understand. Never in my time or my father's time. But the word has reached us that he has come back. He is in Narnia at this moment. He'll settle the White Queen all right. It is he, not you, that'll save Mr. Tumnus.
She won't turn him to stone too.
Lord love you, son of Adam. What a simple thing to say. Turn him to stone. If she can stand on her own 2 feet and look him in the face, it'll be the most she can do, and more than I expect of her. Oh, he'll make all to rights, as it says in an old rhyme in these parts. Wrong will be made right when Aslan comes in sight. At the sound of his roar, sorrows will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter meets its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again. You'll understand when you meet him.
But shall we meet him?
Why, daughter of Eve, that's what I brought you here for. I'm to take you to a place where you shall meet him.
Is he a man?
As in a man, certainly not. I tell you, he's the king of the wood, the son of the great emperor beyond the sea. Why, don't you know who is the king of beasts? Aslan is a lion, the great lion.
I thought he was a man. Is he quite safe? I shall feel rather nervous about meeting a lion.
Oh, that you will, dearie, and have no mistake. If there's anyone who can appear before Aslan without their knees knocking, they're either braver than most or else just silly.
Then he isn't safe.
Safe? Why, don't you hear what Mrs. Beaver tells you? Who said anything about safe? Of course he isn't safe. But he's good. He's the king, I tell you.
I'm excited to meet him, even though I do feel frightened when it comes to that point.
That's right, son of Adam, and so you shall. Word has been sent that you are to meet him, tomorrow if you can, at the stone table.
The stone table? Where's that?
I'll show you. It's just down the river, a good step from here. I'll take you to it.
And meanwhile, what about Mr. Tumnus?
The quickest way we can help Mr. Tumnus is by going on to meet Aslan. Once he's with us, then we can begin doing things. Not that we don't need you, too. For that's another of the old sayings in Narnia. When Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits at Cair Paravel enthroned, the evil time will be over and done. So things must be drawing near their end, now that he's come and you've come. For we heard of Aslan in these parts long, long ago. Nobody can say when, but we've never had any of your race here.
No, not even that witch. She's just plain bad all through.
True enough, Mrs. Beaver. There may be two views about humans, meaning no offense to the present company, but there may not be two views about things that look like humans and aren't.
The only thing I've known are good dwarfs.
So have I, now that you come to speak of it, but a precious few. They were the ones least like humans. But in general, take my advice. If you meet anything that should be human and isn't, or was human and isn't now, or ought to be human and isn't, you better keep your eyes on it and feel for your hatchet. And that's why the witch is always on lookout for humans in Narnia. She's been watching for you this many a year. And if she knew of the four of you, she'd be more dangerous still.
What's that to do with it?
Because of another prophecy. Down at Cair Paravel. It's the castle down at the seacoast at the mouth of this river, which ought to be the capital of the whole country if all was as it should be. Down at Cair Paravel, there are 4 thrones. And it's a saying in Narnia, time out of mind, that when 2 sons of Atum and 2 daughters of Eve sit at those 4 thrones, it'll be the end to not only the witch's reign, but of her life. And that's why we had to be so cautious as we came along. Because if she knew of the 4 of you, your lives wouldn't be worth a shake of my whiskers.
I say, where's Edmund? Edmund!
He was right here!
Edmund!
Is he
Edmund!
outside?
He was just here a moment ago.
Oh, how perfectly
Edmund.
dreadful. How I wish we'd never come.
What on earth are we to do, Mr. Beaver?
Do? Why, we must be off at once. We haven't a moment to lose.
We should break off into 4 search parties and go in different directions. Whoever finds them should be back here at once, and...
Search parties? Son of Adam, what for?
Why, to look for Edmund, of course!
There's no point in looking for him.
What do you mean? He can't be far away yet, and we've got to find him. What do you mean when you say there's no use looking for him?
There's no use looking for him because we already know he's gone. Don't you understand? He's gone to her, the White Witch. He's gone to betray us all.
Oh, surely... Oh, really? He can't have done that.
Can't he?
But will you know the way?
Has he ever been in this country before? Has he ever been here alone?
Yes, I'm afraid he has.
And did he tell you who'd he met or what he'd done?
Well, no, he didn't.
Then mark my words. He's already been with the White Witch, joined her side, been told where she lives. I didn't like to mention it before, him being your brother and all, but the moment I laid eyes on that brother of yours, I said to myself, treacherous. He'd had the look of someone who'd been with the White Witch and eaten her food. You can always tell if you've lived in Narnia long enough. Something about their eyes.
All the same, we still have to go and look for him. He is our brother after all, even if he is a little beast sometimes. And he's only a kid.
Go to the witch's house. You see that the only chance of saving either him or yourselves is to stay away from her.
How do you mean?
Why, all she wants is all 4 of you. She's thinking all the time of those 4 thrones at Cair Paravel. Once you were all 4 inside of her chambers, her job would be done and there'd be 4 new statues added to her collection before you had time to speak. She'll keep him alive, as long as he's the only one she's got. She'll try to use him as a decoy, like bait, to catch the rest of you with.
Oh, can no one help us?
Only Aslan. That's why we must go on and meet him. He's our only chance now.
Seems to me, my dears, that it's very important to know just when he slipped away. How much he can tell her depends on how much he's heard. For instance, have we started speaking of Aslan before he left? Or if not, she won't know that he has come or that we are meeting him and will be caught quite off her guard as far as that's concerned.
I don't remember him being here when we were talking about Aslan.
Yes, he was. Don't you remember? It was he who asked whether the witch could turn Aslan into stone too.
You're right. By Jove, just the sort of thing he would say, too.
Worse and worse. And then the next thing is this. Was he still here when I told you that the place for meeting Aslan was the stone table? Oh, if he was, she'll simply sledge down there and get in between us and the stone table. She'll catch us on our way down. In fact, we shall be cut off from Aslan.
But that isn't what she'll do first. Not if I know her. The moment that Edmund tells her we're all here, she'll set out to catch us this very night. If he's been gone about half an hour, she'll be here in about another 20 minutes or so.
20 minutes?
You're right, Mrs. Beaver. All right, kids. We must get away from here.
Aslan gives me a mysterious and horrible feeling. I can almost taste the Turkish delight. Pete will pay for calling me a beast. The Queen won't be very nice to them, but she won't really hurt them. Anyway, she's been jolly nice to me. I expect she is the rightful Queen. A whole lot better than that Aslan. When I'm king, the first thing I'll do is make some decent roads. Oh, the nicest palace, with cars parked all around the place. And I'll make principal railways and laws against beavers and dams. And I'll keep Peter in this place. It's only a statue. Perhaps this is the great lion Aslan they've all been talking about. She's already caught him and turned him into stone. There go all those fine ideas about him. How do you like being stone, Aslan? You thought yourself pretty mighty, didn't you? It's all right, it's all right. It's only a statue. Oh!
Who's there? Who's there? Stand still, stranger,
please.
and tell me who you are.
My name is Edmund. I'm the son of Adam that Her Majesty met in the wood the other day. I've come to bring news that my brother and sister are Narnia. They're quite close. They're just up the river with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver. She wanted to see them.
I will tell Her Majesty. Meanwhile, stand here on the threshold if you value your life. Come in, fortunate favorite of the Queen. Or should I say, less fortunate.
I've come, Your Majesty.
How dare you come alone? Did I not tell you to bring the others with you?
Please, Your Majesty, I've done the best I can. I've brought them quite close. They're just up the river with the beavers.
Is that all your news?
No, Your Majesty. They're going to meet Aslan at the stone table tomorrow.
Aslan? Aslan, is this true? If I find out you've lied to me.
Please, Your Majesty, I'm only repeating what they said.
Dwarf, make ready our sledge and use the harness without bells.
Now, Mr. Beaver, just reach down that ham, and there's a packet of tea, and here's sugar and some matches. And if someone will just grab 2 or 3 loaves of the crock over there in the corner.
What are you doing, Mrs. Beaver?
I'm packing a load for each of us, dearie. You didn't think we'd set out on a journey with nothing to eat, did you?
But we haven't the time. She may be here any minute.
That's what I say.
Get along with you all. Think it's over, Mr. Beaver. She can't be here for a quarter of an hour at least.
Don't you think we should get as big a start as we possibly can get if we're to reach the stone table before her?
You've got to remember that, Mrs. Beaver. When she comes here and finds we've gone, she'll be off at top speed.
That she will. But we can't get there before her, whatever we do, for she'll be on a sledge, and we'll be walking.
Then, have we no hope?
Oh, no, don't you go and get the fussing. There's a dear. Now just grab half a dozen clean handkerchiefs out of the drawer over there. Of course, we've got a hope. There's always a hope. We may not be able to get there before her, but we can keep under cover and go by ways she won't expect, and perhaps we'll get through.
Mrs. Beaver, it's time we were out of this.
Now don't you go on and get the fussing either, Mr. Beaver. There, that's better. Now, there's 5 notes for each of us, and the smallest is for the smallest. That's you, my dear.
Oh, do please, come on.
Oh, I'm nearly ready now. I suppose the sewing machine's too heavy to bring.
Yes, it is a great deal too heavy. And I don't think you could use it while we're on the run, I suppose.
Oh, I just can't abide the thought of that witch fiddling with it or breaking it or stealing it as likely as not.
Oh, please,
Please, do hurry.
I swear, I try and I try, but it all just went left for me. Oh, I get no thanks. You can have that. You can have this. You can have that. You try it.
But to keep down here as much as possible, she'll have to keep to the top. She can't bring her sledge down here.
Do you even know your way?
It's right this way, right this way. Mrs. Beaver, did you have to pack so much?
Yes, I did.
No, this way. This way. Here it is, here it is. Yes. It's an old hiding place for beavers in bad times. It's not much of a place. We must get a few hours sleep.
If you hadn't all been in such a plague fuss, I'd have bought some pillows.
Keep down here. I'll go check. Whoa!
Oh, he's been seen! She's called him!
It's all right! Come out! Come out, Mrs. Beaver! Come out, sons of Atom and daughters of Eve! It's all right, it isn't her! Oh, this is a nasty knock for the witch. It looks as if her power is already crumbling.
Now, what on earth do you mean, Mr. Beaver?
Didn't I tell you that the witch made it always winter and never Christmas? Didn't I tell you? Well, just come and see!
Oh, I've come at last! She's kept me out for a long time, but I've got in at last! Oh, and now for your presents. Miss Beaver, a new and better sewing machine. I will drop it off at your house as I pass.
Oh, if you please, sir. all locked up.
Oh, locks and bolts have no restraint on me. And for you, Mr. Beaver. When you get home, you will find your dam finished and mended, with all the leaks stopped, and a new sluice gate fitted. Peter, son of Adam,
Here, sir.
these are your presents. They are tools, not toys. Bear them wisely. Susan, daughter of Eve, these are for you. You must only use the bow in time of great need, for I do not wish you to fight in battle. Yet this bow does not easily miss. And this horn, when placed upon your lips and blown, right there, wherever you are, help will come and find you. Oh, and Lucy, daughter of Eve, in this bottle is a cordial made from the juices of the fire flowers that grow on top of the mountains by the sun. If you or one of your friends are injured, simply a drop of that will restore them. And the dagger is only used for your defense, for I do not wish you to fight in battle either.
Why, I'm not sure, but I think I could be brave enough.
That is not the point, my dear. Battles are ugly when women fight. But now, here in this moment, something for you all. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas!
and long live the true king.
Oh, now then. Don't just stand there talking till the tea's got cold. Oh, just like men. Come and help to carry the basket down and we can have some breakfast. What a mercy, I thought of bringing the bread knife. Hey, Mr. Beaver?
Mrs. Beaver, it's time we're moving on now.
Your Majesty, could I have some Turkish delight? You said...
Silence, fool! Though it will do no good to have the brat fainting on the way. Bring the human creature food and drink.
Turkish delight for the little prince.
Dry bread? Take it away, I don't want it.
You may be glad to have it before you taste bread again. Come, we must be going.
But are you sure I can't have any, please?
We must be going.
But just for 1 second, I mean, it won't take long.
Stop! What have we here? What is the meaning of this? Speak, vermin. Or would you like my dwarf to find you a tongue with his whip? What is the meaning of all this gluttony, this waste, this self-indulgence? Where did you get these things?
Please, Your Majesty. They were given to us. And if I boulders to toast to your Majesty's good health?
Who gave them to you?
Father Christmas.
What? He has not been here. He cannot have been here. But no, say you are lying and you will even now be forgiven.
He has.
No, please don't!
As for you, let that teach you to ask favor for traitors and spies. Come, we must be going.
Look, it's a kingfisher.
I say, bluebell.
Oh, very nice. What was that lovely smell?
Just listen to that thrush.
Oh, it's spring at last.
The witch won't be able to use her sledge in this thaw. Not long now.
By gum! The sea!
Before apples.
Susan, what about you? Ladies first.
No, you're the eldest.
Come on, pull yourselves together. We have come, Aslan.
Welcome, Peter, son of Adam. Welcome, Susan and Lucy, daughters of Eve. Welcome, he-beaver and she-beaver. You have my thanks. But where is the fourth?
He has tried to betray them and joined the White Witch, O Aslan.
It was partly my fault, Aslan. I was angry with him, and I believe that helped him to go wrong.
Please, Aslan, can anything be done to save Edmund?
All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think.
Terrible pause if you didn't know how to velvet them.
Meanwhile, let the feast be prepared. Ladies, take these daughters of Eve to the pavilion and minister to them. Come now, son of Adam, and I will show you a far-off site where you ought to be king. That, O man, is Cair Paravel of the 4 thrones, in one of which you must sit as king. I tell you this now because you are the firstborn, and shall rule as high king over all of the rest. It is your sister's horn.
Somebody help!
Back. Let the prince win his spurs. Quick, quick! Centaurs, eagles! I see a wolf in the thickets. There! She has just dodged away. After him, all of you. She will be heading to her mistress. Now is our chance to find the witch and save the full son of Adam. You have forgotten to clean your sword. Hand it to me, and kneel, son of Adam. Rise now, Sir Peter Wolfsbane, Knight of Narnia. And remember, whatever happens, never forget to clean your sword.
Oh, it's no use now, O Queen. They must have reached the stone table by now.
Perhaps the wolf will smell us out and bring us news.
It cannot be good news if he does.
4 thrones in Cair Paravel. How if only 3 are filled? That would not fulfill the prophecy.
What difference would it make, now that he is here?
He may not stay long, and then we will fall upon the 3 at Cair.
Yet it might be better to keep this one for bargaining with.
Yes, and have him rescued.
Then we had better do what we have to do, at once.
I would like to have it done at the stone table itself. That is the proper place. That is where it's always been done before.
It will be a long time now before the stone table can again be put to its proper use.
True. Well, I will begin.
I have seen them. They're at the stone table. With him. They killed my Captain Morgrim. I was sitting in the thickets and I saw it all happen. One of the sons of Adam killed him. Fly, fly!
No! There need be no flying. Summon all our people to meet me here as speedily as they can. Call out the giants and the werewolves and the spirits of the trees who are on our side. Call out the ghouls and the boggles and the minotaurs. We will fight! What? Have I still not my wand? Will the ranks still not turn to stone even as they come on? Be off quickly. I have a little thing to finish here while you are away. We have no table. Let me see. We had better tie him up here. Prepare the victim.
was rescued last night and is here now.
Here is your brother, and there is no need to speak to him of what is past.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Sire, there's a messenger from the enemy who craves your audience.
Let him approach. What is your message, son of Earth?
The Queen of Narnia.
Queen.
And Empress of the Lone Islands desires a safe conduct to speak with you on a matter which is as much to your advantage as to hers.
The Queen of Narnia. Indeed, of all the cheeky...
Peace, Beaver. Our names shall soon be restored to their proper owners in due time. Go now, son of Earth, and tell your mistress that I grant her safe conduct, on the condition that she leaves her wand behind her at that great oak.
But supposing she turns Mr. Beaver into stone too?
It'll be all right. He wouldn't send them if it wasn't safe.
You have a traitor there, Aslan.
His offense was not against you.
Have you forgotten the deep magic?
Do not cite the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
So you know the magic the Emperor put into Narnia in the beginning. You know that every traitor belongs to me as my lawful prey. And for every treachery, I have the right to kill.
Indeed. So, that's how you come to imagine yourself the Queen of Narnia. Because you're the Emperor's hangman, I see.
Peace, Beaver.
And so, the human creature is mine. His life is forfeit to me. His blood is my property.
Come and take it then!
Fool! Do you really think your master can rob me of my rights by mere force? He knows the deep magic better than that. He knows that unless I have blood on my hands, as the law says, all of Narnia will be overturned and perish in fire and water.
It is true. I do not deny it.
Oh, Aslan, can't we? I mean, you won't, will you? Can't we do something about the deep magic? Isn't there something we can work against it?
Work against the Emperor's magic. Fall back, all of you, and I shall speak to the witch, alone.
Oh, Edmund.
You may all come back now. I have settled the matter. She has renounced the claim on your brother's blood.
But how do I know this promise will be kept?
We must leave this place at once. It shall be wanted for other purposes. We shall encamp tonight in the fords of Bruna.
As soon as she's done with her business in these parts, the witch and her crew will most certainly fall back to her house and prepare for a siege. You may or may not be able to cut her off and prevent it.
Then place your centaurs in command and your scouts ahead, so that she does not attack you by surprise.
But you will be here yourself, Aslan.
I can make no promise of that.
What? should we camp on the far side tonight? For fear of her trying a night attack or anything.
A night attack? No. She will not attack tonight. Although, it was well thought of. It is how a soldier ought to think. But it really does not matter.
Can't you get to sleep either?
No, I thought you were asleep. I say, Susan.
What?
I have a most horrible feeling. As if something were hanging over us.
Have you? Because, as a matter of fact, so have I.
Something about Aslan. Either something dreadful is going to happen to him, or something dreadful he's going to do.
There's been something wrong with him all afternoon. Lucy, what did he say about not being with us at the battle? You don't think he could be stealing away and leaving us here tonight, do you?
Where's he now? Is he here in the pavilion?
I don't think so.
Susan, let's have a look around. We might see him.
All right, let's. Might just as well be doing that as trying to sleep. Look! Hide!
Children, why do you follow me?
We couldn't sleep.
Please, may we come with you, wherever you're going?
Well, I should be glad of the company for a while. Yes, you may come. But only if you promise to stop when I tell you. And after that, leave me to go on alone.
We promise we will. Aslan, what's wrong? Can't you tell us?
Are you ill?
No. I'm sad. And scared. Lay your hands on my mane so that I can know you are there. And let us walk like that. This way, children.
I don't know.
Children, here you must stop. And whatever happens, do not let yourselves be seen. Farewell.
The fool has come. Bind him fast. Bind him. Stop. Let him be shaved first.
Why, he's only a great cat, after all.
Is this what we're afraid of?
Here, kitty, kitty. Poor kitty.
How many mice have you caught today, cat?
Would
Would you like a saucer of milk, possums?
Muzzle him.
The brutes.
The cowards, are they still afraid of him, even now?
And now, who has won? Did you really think that by all this you would save the life of the human traitor? Now I will kill you instead of him. And our pact with the deep magic will be appeased. But once you are dead, who is to stop me from killing him as well? Understand, you have given up Narnia forever. You have lost your life, and you have not saved his. Knowing that, despair and die. Come, follow me all, and we will set about what remains of this battle. It will not take us long now that the great fool, the great cat, lies dead.
Take it off.
Perhaps we could untie him as well.
The knots are too tight. I can't undo them.
Oh my God! There are horrid little mice crawling all over him. Oh.
Wait. Can you see what they're doing?
I do believe. But how queer. They're nibbling away at the cords.
That's what I thought. I think they're friendly mice. They don't realize he's dead. And they think untying him will do some good. Susan, I'm so cold.
So am I. Let's walk about a bit.
What was that?
I feel afraid to turn around. Something awful is happening.
They're doing something worse to him. Come on! Oh, that's too bad. They might have left the body alone.
Who has done it? What does it mean? Is it magic?
Yes! It is more magic!
Aslan!
You're alive!
Aren't you dead then, dear Aslan?
Not anymore!
You're not...
Do I look it?
Oh, Aslan, you're real!
But what does it all mean?
Oh, it means that though the witch knew the deep magic, there's a magic even deeper still, which she did not know. You see, her knowledge goes back only to the dawn of time. But if she were to look just a little further back, into the stillness and the darkness before time dawned, then she would have read there a different incantation. She would have known that if a willing victim who had committed no treachery died in a traitor's stead, then the table would crack, and death itself would begin to work backwards. And now...
Oh, yes, now?
Oh, I feel my strength coming back to me, children. I feel as if I'm going to roar. You had better put your fingers in your ears. Now, grab my hands and hold tight.
What a wonderful palace. Are those stone animals? And people, too. It's like a museum.
Hush, Aslan's doing something. What's happening?
Susan, look. Look at the lion.
Oh, look! I mean, is it safe?
Yes, it is safe. And now for the inside of this house. Look upstairs and downstairs. In the Our Lady's name. Let me know. Search every corner. Leave nowhere unsearched. And in the dungeons, how it must smell in there. Look out for trap doors.
Oh, Aslan, I found Mr. Tomness. Oh, do come quick.
And now, if the witch is to be defeated by bedtime, then we had better find the battle at once.
And join in, I hope, sir.
Yes, of course. Now, those who cannot keep up, that is, children, dwarves, and small animals, must ride on the backs of those who can, that is, centaurs, eagles, giants, and unicorns. Now, those who are good with their noses, come up with us lions, so that we can smell out the battle. Look lively and sort yourselves, everyone.
Did you hear that? Us lions. That meant him and me. Us lions. That's what I like about Aslan. No sides, no standoffishness. Us lions. That meant him and me.
And now, to battle! now, Lucy. There are more that need your attention.
Wait a minute, Aslan.
Daughter Aviv, must more die in Edmund's stead?
I'm sorry, Aslan.
Come, Edmund. Kneel. Rise.
Does he know what Aslan did for him? Does he know what the arrangement with the witch really was?
Hush, no, of course not.
Oughtn't he be told?
Oh, surely not. It would be too awful for him. Think of how you would feel if you were he.
Oh, then I think he ought to know.
And now, the battle is won!
Yes!
And now to the feast at the great hall of Cair Paravel. But first, the crowns! King Peter, the Magnificent. King Edmund, the Just. Queen Susan, the Gentle. And Queen Lucy, the Valiant.
All hail King Peter! All hail King Edmund! All hail Queen Susan! All hail Queen Lucy!
Once a king and queen of Narnia, always a king and queen of Narnia. Bear it well, sons of Adam, and bear it well, daughters of Eve.
I suppose being king won't be too difficult with Aslan here.
He'll be coming and going. One day you'll see him, and another you won't. He doesn't like to be tied down. And of course, he has other countries to attend to. He'll often drop by. Only you mustn't expect him. He's a wild one, you know. Not like the tame lions.
My exit is great.
Fair consorts, let us alight from our horses and follow this beast into the thicket. For in all my days I've never hunted a more noble quarry.
Sir, even so, let us do.
Fair friends, here is a great marvel, for I seem to see a tree of iron.
Madam, if you look well upon it, you will see there is a pillar of iron, with a lamp on the top thereof.
By the lion's mane, what a strange device, to set a lantern here, where the trees are so thick about it and so high above it, that if it were lit, it would give light to no man.
Sir, by likelihood, when this post and this lamp were set here, there were smaller trees in place, or fewer, or none. For this is a young wood, but the iron post is old.
I know not how it is, but this lamp on the post worketh on my mind strangely. It runs in my mind that I've seen the like before, as if it were in a dream, or the dream of a dream.
Sir, it is even so with us also.
And more, for it will not go out of my mind that if we pass this lantern and post, either we shall find strange adventures, or else some great change of our fortunes.
Madam, like foreboding stirreth in my heart also.
And in mine, fair brother.
And in mine too, wherefore by my counsel, we shall lightly return to our horses and follow this white stag no further.
Madam, therein I pray thee have me excused. For never since we four were kings and queens in Narnia have we set our hands to any higher matter, as battles, quests, feats of arms, and acts of justice and the like, and then given over. But always, whatever we have taken in hand, the same we have achieved.
Sister, my royal brother speaks rightly. It seems to me we should be shamed if for any fearing or foreboding we turn back from following so noble a beast as we have in chase.
And so say I. I have such desire to find the significance of this thing that I would not, by my own good will, turn back for even the richest jewel in all of Narnia and all the islands.
Then in the name of Aslan, if you shall have it so, let us go on and take the adventure that shall fall to us.
Oh, hiding from Miss McCready too, I see.
No, we were...
But, yes. That was what we were up to, wasn't it?
Can't you remember? It's only been a minute.
Professor, you were right. Lucy was telling the truth the whole time.
There was another world. Why, we were just grown a minute ago.
We were kings and queens, and I broke the wand and helped win the battle.
We had such wonderful adventures. Oh, and we left the coat.
You left coats?
Well, you see, Professor, it was winter there, and we didn't think it was stealing since we didn't actually leave the wardrobe. We had meant to return them.
Let's go back at once.
It was right here. Sure of it. Professor, will we ever be able to go back?
No, I don't think going back through the wardrobe to get the coats is a good idea. You wouldn't get into Narnia by that route. Nor would the coats be much use by now if you did.
But then, how do we get back?
What? But it was just right.
Why, yes, of course you'll get back into Narnia. Once a king in Narnia, always a king in Narnia. But don't go trying to use the same route twice. Indeed, don't try to go back at all. It'll happen when you're not ready for it. Mm-hmm. And don't talk about it too much, even amongst yourselves. And don't mention it to anyone, unless you find they've experienced the same adventures you have.
How will we know?
Oh, you'll know. Odd things they do say, and even their looks will let the secret out. So keep your eyes open. And bless me, what do they teach at these schools?
Test.
Didn't they do a wonderful job? You may not know this, but the original date for the play was in about 5 weeks. So they did all this with the schedule being compressed greatly. Let's give them one more big hand for that. Awesome. Just before we give out some thanks, we wanted to just make mention of one thing, and that is that these students have a message in their play and a message in their lives, and that message is that there has been a great sacrifice for us and that we are no longer under that law of sin and death. And I think that was very evident in the play tonight, and in the testimonies and in the lives of these students. So maybe somebody's here who's visiting and never really understood what it meant to be free in their lives and to have the law of sin and death no longer be the issue, but have the law of spirit and life. And that's what Christ offered when he came and he sacrificed himself on Calvary's tree, just as Aslan demonstrated in Narnia. Christ has done literally for us on our behalf. So let's just for a moment bow your heads and close your eyes with me. And maybe there's somebody here tonight that is saying, Lord, I would like to have that kind of relationship. I would like to believe in you and have my life have meaning, and that I could have eternal life. And if that's you tonight, simply invite Christ to come into your heart. He's already paid the penalty. He's already paid the price. And now we can have life by inviting him in. So just say, Lord Jesus, come into my heart and save me and be my Savior once and for all. And if you have said that prayer tonight in your heart, maybe you could even mention to one of the cast members. It would be such a great blessing to them to know that the play had even more value, that the message of eternal life was yours tonight. So thank you so much for coming. We want to thank a few people. First of all, let's thank all those that are helped with the crew, the lighting, the sound, the security, everybody who's involved with the production of the play. Thank you to all the parents that sacrificed during the snow days, coming down here in long hours. And I think we have a special presentation that the cast would like to make.
Wait, there it is. All right. So we all really know who put this together, but first I'd like to thank a couple of others who had smaller parts, but really without those small parts we wouldn't have this play. And that's Rochelle Solins. Yeah, you see this wardrobe? That's all her drawing. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah. And Charmaine. Yeah. When it's hectic back there and I have no idea what to do, I just say, Charmaine, where are we? She knows everything. So that's that. And then, of course, we all know she's pregnant. Yeah, we didn't have that much time to throw it together, so really late nights and long rehearsals, and being pregnant isn't a good mix, but we all stuck together. So from one large stomach to another, Miss Vanderwalker.
Now you know that. Now you know part of the reason for the compressed schedule. Okay, hey, thank you so much for being a part of Greater Grace Christian Academy, our families and our friends, and for the production. And let's give this great cast one last applause as we finish our night. Thank you. Thank you.